Okay, Nora, here we are, day 3 of ICT4D. How are you feeling?
Still alive, still here. And isn't that how we're all feeling after the past 12 to 18 months?
No doubt. Look, it's ambitious to do a 3-day conference, I always feel, but tremendous to feel so much energy and enthusiasm and also some resilience in this community that has showed up and engaged so actively over the past couple days. That's certainly an impression I'm taking away. But yeah, what are you feeling and what are you seeing having us had 2.5 days so far?
Yeah, so I think what's really struck me is the honesty and the rawness of the conversations.
Yeah.
I feel the community has really come together to really share and talk about what's gone wrong and what it's not working and how do we fix that, and also learn from each other on what's working. And I think that honesty is something that I'm hearing from people in the hallways around lunch that they really appreciate.
Yeah, it's always, I like to say a lot, like crisis breeds creativity when we're up against the wall and have all these constraints. And for our sector, there's been no shortage of that over the past 15 months. We tend to maybe feel that creative energy, but also that willingness to share and exchange. And I did sense a lot of these sessions, the data sharing pieces, without some of these larger aid agencies dictating how we need to spend money and report and others, it feels a little more freeing to be in dialogue with our fellow organizations, because a lot of us are trying to solve and wrestle with the same things.
Absolutely. What I've really enjoyed is, obviously, we're in Nairobi. There's a lot of talent in Nairobi, and I think we've been able to bring a lot of that talent here. And we've had really real conversations around localization, around data colonialism, around the importance of who creates technology, who decides around technology. And to me, those have been super important, particularly at this time.
Yeah, I loved that data decolonialization conversation we had with Jim Fruchterman yesterday, and the book and the work that he's written and the panel that he hosted. I think we don't talk about that enough, and it almost feels like we're all collectively racing towards an AI future without getting some of these fundamentals right in how we share, how we exchange, and how we think about who owns this data, how is it used, how extractive is it. So I feel like a lot of folks have come up to me and said that was a really resonant session.
Absolutely. And one of the takeaways, I had a panel on the first day, right? And one of the panelists was Deepmala Mahla, who's the COO of SOS. And she really talked about how a lot of what we frame as technology questions are really power questions. And to me, that was a really important insight for us all at the conference, that there are real questions around power underneath what might look like tech questions.
Yeah, certainly we're able to have more honest conversations around localization too, which feels like we were making good progress before the USAID collapse, and then everyone a little shell-shocked and entered survival mode. And I think some of those conversations really coming back to the surface in important and powerful ways. So that was great. And then I thought the DPI conversation today was also really rich. I know that's a topic that sits adjacent to some of the AI madness, but I feel like we got some really good conversations and threads started on that. And I'm excited to see where some organizations and programs take that.
Absolutely. And I love the analogy to like trains and public transport, and how DPI is similar to that, and how you really end up, the values and the values that guide the choices that you make when you build something like DPI or any kind of infrastructure, and how that is then reflected in who is included and who is excluded.
Well, Nora, I'm so glad this came together. We're just so grateful to CRS for being such fantastic partners and trusting us with the delivery and execution of a lot of the conference aspects of this, and just want to give you props for building an awesome agenda. And I think we should both feel really great about the turnout and the energy that we were able to bring together here.
Absolutely, yeah. Thanks so much to you, Nick, and your team as well. I was talking to someone earlier today, and they said that I just look so relaxed, right?
It's like the bellwether for the conference is Nora's temperament. Sure.
Exactly. And I think part of that is because we've had such a great team producing the conference. So just super grateful.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you,
friends, for joining us. That wraps the pop-up studio. But we hope you join us at the next ICT4D wherever we have it.
Exactly.
Cool.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Take care.